Okay, I'm gonna level with you. The thumbnail of this video may be a little bit misleading because this is actually what my desk looks like right now. Yes, lockdown has not been kind to my desk or my hair. Hair, sort that out later. Desk, much more important because I need to make that look like the thumbnail picture. What does the thumbnail picture look like? Okay, we got a big job on our hands. I'll tell you what though, homeschooling, that has taken up a crap load of time. I really thought I'd be doing much more of my time at home than I have done. And that brings me neatly to a course that I want to highlight by Philip Bloom, a dude that I've known since Barbie Party 2013. Yes, so it's partly motivated because I've known Philip for a while and I think it's great that he's got this fantastic course online, but also because this is sponsored by MZ, a website for learning how to improve your photography and video skills. And one very good reason to sign up to MZ is Philip's course. It's over 7 hours long, it's very comprehensive, plenty of tips and insights on how us photographers can start taking fantastic videos. Anyway, let's tidy this stuff up. Let's reset up this setup. It's been one massive big name drop, mention hashtag lovefest of what's what, who's who, and why do I use the stuff that I use. Let's start with the desk itself first. We'll talk about the cameras in a bit. Hey! That's the brand name. I'm not just trying to get your attention or talk about the shit that farmers spend all summer trying to turn into big giant Swiss rolls. This is the Hey CPH90. Best desk money can buy? Possibly not, but you know, it's a desk. It does its job. Is there anything wrong with it? Well, I like these slopey bits underneath the table, but there are some detriments to that, which I'll go into a bit later when I talk about sound. But yeah, I like it. I've had it for a few years. It's scratched, it's marked, it's got loads of stickers which my son has decided to put all over it. But look, let me show you some of the glory of the desk by clearing some of this crap first, yeah? Check that out right there. So now it's tidied up. This is my home studio desktop setup right here. And it is like I'm caught in between a Mexican standoff right here. I've got cameras surrounding me, one over there, one here, just everywhere. I don't even know which one to look at. Maybe I should talk to you. Right, before we talk about camera gear, let's talk about the big fat elephant in the room. I mean, we've talked about the desk, so why not talk about the thing sitting on top of it? Yes, this is a big fat 27-inch shiny elephant, otherwise known as an iMac. Just blatantly clicked about this Mac because I've forgotten what I've ordered. It's a 27-inch Retina 5K i9 3.6 GHz with 72 gigabytes of RAM. That just came off the top of my head right there. There's the 8 gigabyte RAM and then I added 64 gigabytes myself. Absolutely do it yourself. Do not pay overpriced for Apple to do that job for you because it is so easy to do. And before that, I was just using my 2014 15-inch MVP, which had the keys J, K, and L not working. Now, one reason why I bought the iMac was because when I was editing with the MacBook Pro, I would find myself just taking it, sitting by the telly, and then procrastinating and watching telly instead of actually doing work. Now, I've got this set up on the desk, in my little corner, my little working corner, not in front of the TV, so therefore I don't have much choice when I'm sat here but to do work. Or to procrastinate here. Anyway, let's cut away to an interlude of B-rolls of some of my desktop accessories accompanied with some stock music. Fantastic. Fantastic. I know I said we're going to get to the camera gear, but I want to talk about the headphones. I got these just recently. I used to use Sennheiser HD25s back when I DJ'd way back. This was like over 10 years ago, and then my mum gave away all my stuff to a charity shop. Fantastic. All of my vinyl, my decks, my hi-fi, my headphones, all to charity. Some lucky bugger got an absolute bargain.
These letters are upside down.
They are?
I and I.
I and I? 2 eyes? How many eyes have you got?
Me.
Yeah?
2 eyes.
You got 2 eyes. Daddy's got 4.
4.
Yeah.
right there has 2 more.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right. It's 2 daddies.
Yeah.
Who's the real daddy?
You.
Me.
In the house.
Yeah, in the house. High 5. High 10. Yeah. How many's 10 tens?
100.
Yeah. Homeschooling has worked.
What's this?
Yep, so that's the headphones. Now let's talk about camera gear. Previously I did say that I would go to Z-Cam setup, but I've gone back to Sony. Just can't help it. Sorry. I mean, when I'm shooting outside, I'll still use a GH5. Why? Because of better stabilization, less rolling shutter. Otherwise, Sony on the fixed thing like a tripod or a set of books just works out better. Why? Because it has got lower noise and also the focusing, which is fantastic. Check that out. This is f1.4, 35mm 1.4, and it's just so quick and damn accurate. I mean, there are issues with some copies of the 35 1.4, but I managed to get an alright version. I bought this lens used. Sometimes buying used lenses makes sense because if you don't like it, if you decide to sell it on, then you don't lose too much money. And I got the 35 1.4 mainly because of the bokeh. I mean, sometimes that stuff behind me looks a bit of a mess. Doesn't matter when it's all bokeh-fied. And that's mounted on the A7 III, which in my mind is the best Sony currently for video because fast autofocus and it's good in low light, you know, not too much noise. That is mounted on top of this tabletop tripod from iFootage. They've got some silly name for it. I think it's Cobra something. And that didn't provide enough height, so I've just got it on a box on top of some books. And on top of that, a Manfrotto hot shoe accessory for mounting that Atomos Shinobi. Now, I've tried filming with the Ninja 5s before, but that makes a hell of a noise. I mean, let me show you. Or if it's placed over there by the camera, I think you can still hear it. So that just doesn't really make much sense when you're recording video. Yeah, okay, well let me show you the other camera here. This... Oh!
Bump your head.
Being attacked by a microphone. Ha! Okay, this is camera number 2, also an A7 III, with a small rig cage so that I can just pimp it up with accessories and stuff. This has got another, it's probably small rig? Yeah, a small rig arm, not sponsored, so I can put the mic as close to my mouth as possible. And then I've got the Atomos Shinobi on top there. And the tripod I am using is a Sackler. I don't actually know if that's how it's pronounced, but it's German, so I just imagine that is how you say it. And all of it is Sackler. It's a Sackler fluid head, and that's on top of the Flowtech 75, which is a fantastic set of legs. You don't have to go all the way down when you're adjusting them because you just use these red latches here. That tightens and loosens for the whole leg. And I use this second camera for when I want to film somewhere else in the house. And I've been using this for product shots recently. Oh, one thing that Philip's course has inspired me to do is focus a bit more on sound. The man has a wealth of experience and knowledge, but what he teaches is accessible and easy to understand for all. It is inspiring stuff. I remember when we first did that Barbie Cam challenge and he came up with this quick edit in his hotel room and I saw him going through all these different sound files and creating a narrative with these super low-res Barbie files. It's great to get a peep into the way he works, but you get more than a peep with this MZ Filmmaking for Photographers course. Now, I started off with photography and I got into video as a necessity, so it's still a continual learning process for me. I'm still picking up bits on the way, so this is right up my street. And look, it's enjoyable. It feels great to learn from somebody whose achievements I've got a lot of respect for. And he's funny. And he's got a lot of cats. Which maybe isn't so relevant, but there you go. Anyway, going back to sound. Bad sound is noticeable to all. The difference between good sound and really good sound might not be so easy to differentiate for everybody, but it is important to get your sound sorted. Now, anyone can buy the most expensive mic and expect to not have to do anything more than that to get great sound, but I think you can do a lot with very little, not spend so much and get good sound. This is not even the most expensive shotgun mic from Deity. I mounted it on this Rode arm so I can move it out of the way, position it how I want, which is as close to my mouth as possible while being out of the shot. Now this Rode arm clamps to the table like that, and because the table is angled, as I mentioned earlier, it doesn't grip properly, so I've wedged it up against the wall to stop it from falling off. But otherwise, I think that's a pretty tidy setup. Flaps open all the time. The second cam has the flap removed because the flap gets in the way. It means I can swap the battery out without taking it off the tripod. Essentially, I've set these cameras up to spend the least amount of time possible setting up. I don't want to waste time repeating the same steps over and over again. This has to be like a factory that can be controlled without having to move my arse out the seat. Film, change batteries, take card out, import files, do some exercise, edit, charge batteries for the next time. Repeat. And that's it. That is the setup. And I'm just going to end this with a bit more talking about the MZ and Bloom course. If you want to start making films, shooting video, and you've got a stills camera that shoots video, of course, do check out MZ. They've got a great variety of educational courses. And if you want to get going with Philip's course, which I highly recommend, don't have a 20% discount for you right here. Okay, enjoy. Take care. Good night. Good morning. Give my regards to the in-laws. Ohayou gozaimasu. Thanks for watching. See you. Goodbye.